Hello, hi everyone. How is everybody doing here? I can see that Joko is with us, and I am with you today for our workshop about how to design chatbot for multi-language and localize the conversations of this design file. So today is going to be a really hands-on type of workshop. I'm going to give like 1 or 2 minutes before we start. I can see that we have some people here. Would be great if you can let us know where you are watching us from. And yeah, I can start right away. I don't know if anyone tried this new feature recently. If not, this is the right time for us to try it out. And I'm curious to see what you have to say about it. So let's see. If no one starts to talk, I'm gonna just go right into it. So yeah, let me just start. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger. And if you can see my screen, and I can see everybody here in front of me. Perfect. So first, welcome to the workshop today. The idea of this agenda is to show you how you can design a chatbot for multiple languages and how you can localize its conversations. So basically, you're going to have one single file to work in a project that has multiple languages. So the idea today and the agenda is to have a really hands-on type of demos. I'm going to design with you a message template from WhatsApp Business API. I don't know if you're familiar with that or with the WhatsApp Business API, but basically every time that you get a message or you receive a message from a business on WhatsApp, this particular message needs to be approved by WhatsApp. So if you're working in a global project, you might have a problem because you're going to create separate design files, try to localize this conversation. So with this new feature, you can just use one single design file to concentrate or to have everything in one single place, and it's going to make things easier for everyone. So I'm going to create a demo using message templates for WhatsApp. This is what we're going to do. It's going to be a really straightforward workshop, but I'm going to try to cover many different features from Botsociety and how you can combine this multi-language feature with these main features of Botsociety. So what we're going to do today is basically we're going to see how we can design a conversation. We're going to see how we can add a new language to our design and how we can design with both languages. You're going to learn how to collaborate and share your design with a new language. You can specify the language that you want the person to see it, or you can help this person to just open the design file in the language that you would like to see. Then we're going to see how you can translate or localize your conversation. What is this experience, or how does it look like? And then we're going to do the other Botsociety things, such as how to test your design with a different language, and also how to export with a different language. And for this example here, we're going to use Raz's story. Okay, so first, the demo. So as I told you, the demo is going to be about the WhatsApp message templates. And as I said, this is from the official WhatsApp documentation. So today, WhatsApp has different type of templates. Basically, as I said, every message that you get from a business on WhatsApp, this type of message needs to use a particular type of template. And many times, this template needs to be approved by the WhatsApp team, and you need to add it on its platform. So if you're working a global project and you have the same content of the conversation, but for, let's say, different languages, you would have a problem to try to scale this operation, because probably you're going to create different versions of these design files. And the bigger it gets, the more complicated it's going to be. So basically, these are some examples that you can find here on WhatsApp. It's not here, but you can also have some two-factor authenticator mode on WhatsApp. There are some companies, especially here in Brazil, that they use it a lot, this feature. And as you can see, these have supported languages for different type of language. You can just specify the language that you want that particular notification to be sent. And yeah, literally, you just go to WhatsApp platform, and then you add the language or the different versions of that particular message. It needs to be the same. Otherwise, WhatsApp is going to delete it or not approve your template. So as I said, if you try to do this in a bigger or scale this operation, it's going to get really complicated, because the more languages that you have, you need to create different design files for every language. And this can become really complex, high efforts, and really hard to scale. Because, I don't know, let's say I'm doing a translation for Portuguese, and in Portuguese, I might add an extra message on my flow, but this extra message in another flow doesn't make sense. So yeah, you can see how messy this can get, right? So the solution that we're adding today, we're calling this language. Is available for everyone. You can use it today if you like to. And the idea of this workshop is just to show you how you can use this. But if you're curious to see this live or to understand a little bit better, there is this article here that you can check that out later. So also, I forgot to share this with you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, join me on this design file and we can build this together. So I'm adding this here in the YouTube live chat. You can just join the same design file, and yeah, you can see me building as I go. Let's see if someone is going to join me. We have an anonymous Rocto join the design file. Yeah, probably other people is going to join here. So what we're going to design today is basically this chatbot here, which is two authentication factors. Basically, some companies down here in Brazil, they can use WhatsApp as a 2FA tool. They send you a code on your phone, and then you can just go to another website and then complete the login. So just to show you, this is how it looks like. You're going to get a notification on WhatsApp, and then you're going to be able to, just read it and go to the website. And that's it pretty much. That's what we're going to do. But if I want to have this translated to Portuguese, probably I would need to have a different design file for that. But with this new feature, I just need to come here on the language mode. Excuse me. And then I can just switch to another language. And now I have the same design file open in the same way that I was watching or reading the conversations in English. But now I have the same conversation in Portuguese. And it is pretty much the same design file that I'm working on. And if I add a new path for any language, everybody's going to see right away that that particular language has a new path. So it's going to help you to make sure that your conversations is always up to date. And you don't have anything that is going to be just, making people confusing, or you may have lost something, in the, whenever you're working. So let me just pin this message. And for whoever is going to join us, they can see this later. So let me just move this here. All right, so let's design the same experience that I just showed to you, but in another design file. So I'm going to start the same conversation that I just showed to you from scratch, okay? So we're going to design first in English, and then we're going to switch to another language. I apologize for not speaking another language. I just speak Portuguese, and I'm going to try to make my best to try to translate it to Portuguese. If you would like to help me to try it with another language, I would be happy to try that out, okay? So, and by the way, I learned English by myself, so Sometimes I make silly mistakes, but yeah, just trying my best. Yeah, trying to speak in English, but yeah. All right. So the first message that you saw on my demo, or in the demo that we're going to be based on, it was a message that is not a simple message. It's an entry animation, which is basically a push notification from WhatsApp. So with that, I can just select this component on my message editor. And here I can say who is going to send the message. So Botsociety. And here below, I can say the type of the content of the notification. So this, for example, is just the same as I wrote in the other example. So this is your confirmation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Please do not share this code with anyone. So if I add this here, you're going to see that whenever I press play, you're going to see the notification just like you would see it on WhatsApp. And this, I know this is an iPhone. You can switch to Android, and you would see, you would have the same experience pretty much. So I didn't explain you, but just let me step back for a really real quick. So this is the canvas of Botsociety. If you never used Botsociety, Botsociety is a prototyping tool for conversation designers. You can think about Figma or Sketch, but really focus it on conversational experiences. You can design either for chat or for voice. And for this case, I'm designing a chatbot, and I'm using the WhatsApp preset. So we can design like a conversation on WhatsApp, and we would have the same look and feel like this conversation would happen on WhatsApp. But it's not really WhatsApp, or this is not building on WhatsApp. It's just a prototyping thing that helps me to visualize how my conversation or how my design is going to look like in the final channel, which in this case would be WhatsApp. Okay, enough of Botsociety. So I designed this notification, but now I need to design the content and the conversation that is going to be displayed. So for this example here, I'm going just to send the same message, which was, this is your confirmation code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please do not share this code with anyone. By the way, anyone has any questions, any suggestions? Love to hear your thoughts. If not, I'm going to continue. You can just type whenever I have the chat in front of me and I can see it, okay? So so now I designed the message from a bot, and now it's the time to say a message from the user. So the user can say something like, thank you. Which in this case, some people, they can just reply back something. Sometimes though, some people, they would like to have a conversation or just to continue the notification and ask for help right away. So on this case, I can just click here on this link, and then I can add a new path or a new conversation to my canvas. On this case, for example, I can say that this user can just ask for help, for example. And here I can say, create like a follow-up message from the user, where the user is going to say something like, I need someone, can you help me? And then the bot can say something like, sure, I am happy to connect you with one of our agents. And you tell me in one single message the topic you would like to address. And then, it's up to me, right? I am thinking what the user is going to say. The best way to think about this is just to do research, talk to people, and trying to find the Pareto principle, which is like the small number of use cases that is going to address 80% of the demand. So for this example here, I'm just going to say whatever, like someone is just asking for help to design a chatbot. So I'm not really designing a real project or like thinking like the next big thing in conversational design in terms of like making these conversations or anything. I'm just trying to show you how we can design and how we're going to switch this to another language in a moment. So just to show you how my design looks like. So this is the Android preset. And these are the conversations that I just designed. And that's it pretty much. We just designed a really simple use case. It works in the same way for Android and iOS. If I would like to customize this a little bit more, I can just do this. It's really simple. I just can come here on the settings, and then I can customize a little bit my bot. For example, I can say this is the Botsociety bot. And the user, I'm going to say that it's myself. So I'm going to add here some images, which is just a drag and drop. So here I'm going to add an illustration of me and also the Botsociety logo. So this is here. I can change this your brand as well if I'd like to. I can change this brand. I can add a new brand for like the Botsociety brand. And now if I press here on the preview, boom, it's going to look like, especially here. I also, if I'd like to, I can customize a little bit the content of these conversations. For example, on WhatsApp, it's possible to add notations to the content of your message. So for example, here on this message, I think that the code is really important. So I can say just that. I can format this and make this look bolder. And then it's going to be a little bit more bolder to the user. And if you're, I don't know if you use WhatsApp, but if you'd like to just add bold to the content of your conversation, you just need to add the asterisk. I don't know, this character here. I think asterisk. I think this is how I pronounce. And yeah, you can just put your messages between these two, and then your message is going to look bold. So yeah. So basically, this is it. We just designed a really friendly and really short use case. Another thing that is important to do here is to name the path, right? So 2FA path. Perfect. Catalina is helping me. Thank you. So, right. So we just designed a really simple use case for two factors authenticator. And now it's the time to add a new language to this design. So if I like to do that, I just need to mouse over to the left side. There is an option there, call it language. And then you can just click there. And Botsociety is going to ask you to select a new language for your design, or actually select the language that your design was designed. So on this example here, I can say that my design was designed first in English. So Botsociety is going to assume that your design is entirely in English. I don't know, let's say I started to design this in Portuguese. I could just say that my design was first designed in Portuguese. And then I would need to just do the opposite of what I'm going to do now. So right now I just have one language enabled in my design. And if I like to add one extra or many more that I would like to, I just need to come here on this enable languages. And then I click there, and then I select the languages that I would like to design. Can be as many as you like. For this, for the sake of this live demo, and also just because I just speak Portuguese. I don't speak Spanish. I speak Brazilian Portuguese. So I'm going to do this in Brazilian Portuguese. So I can just come here. You can see there is many languages or many more that I like to design. But for this case here, it's Brazilian Portuguese. And in the moment that I add here, you're going to see that nothing happened in my design. And the reason of that is because my displayed language is still in English. So if I like to change the displayed language that I'd like to see, I just need to click there. And now I'm going to have two options, right? Because it's the same options that I just enabled before. So it's going to be either English or Portuguese. Once you select the Portuguese, you're going to see that Botsociety is going to add some red pop-up on top of the messages. And that's indicating you that these messages, they were not translated and they need to be translated, right? So I'm not creating another design file. It's just the same design file, but now I need to design or think about the localizations of these contents on this flow. And it's really easy for you because you can, I don't know, if you can agree with me, but everything there is like a banner or like a pop-up on top of the message. So, and there is a message here, language Portuguese not defined for this message. Click here to define it. So it's up to you or the person who is going to do this job to start to write a localized version of that. And the great thing about this is because you're going to be able to understand the path or the conversation as is developed, and also to see the ramifications or the connections from this design. So the job is pretty much, you just need to click in one of these messages and then just edit the message or the conversations like you'd do in any design on Botsociety. Excuse me. So to help me with this, let me just review my notes and see if I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think so. I think I'm all good. So now it's time to design this for Portuguese. I can see here on the right that there is an English version of it. And that English version of it is based on this, translate from language. If I have one, let's say, main language for my design file, I can just select here and say, like, this is the main language for this design file. I know that right now we just have two languages, right? It's just translate one from another. But if you like to, I don't know, have 3 or 4 languages in the same design file, you would need to have one particular language for that. So you can just specify here. So for this one here, I just have one. So there we go, it's just one. But if you have more languages, you need to specify the language that you like to see. And then you can change this whenever you want, okay? So, all right. So on the right, you can see the English version. On the left, there is the same content, but needs to be translated. So Botsociety keeps it's the same of, Botsociety. If I would need to translate the name of that would be Sociedade de Bots. So it's a different name, I guess. So let's just do it. So this is your confirmation code. This is going to tell me if my language or if my accent or my voice is going to change. They say that when you switch the language, your voice changes a little bit, but tell me. So este é o seu código de confirmação. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here, instead of saying, please do not share this code with anyone, I can just say, por favor, não compartilhe este código com ninguém. And that's it. So this is the Portuguese version of it. And on the right, there is the English version of it. And that's it pretty much. If I'm going to design another version of it, I can just say, like, since it's the same message, I can just reuse it. So, este é seu código de confirmação. This is it. And please do not share this one, por favor. Compartilhe este código com ninguém. And also I can see I have some Brazilians here. So please let me know if I'm doing the right translations or not. So since I'm a guy, I can say obrigado. If I was a girl, I could say obrigada. That's Portuguese. It's tricky. We have gender for things. It's really tricky. So, and another message here is just a follow up. Like, I need to talk to someone. Can you help me? So, for this one in particular, these would become eu preciso falar com alguém. Pode ajudar. And here on the right, there is just like, sure, I'm happy to connect you with one of our agents. So just click there and just translate it. Like, certo, é prazer colocar você em contato com alguém do time. Você pode me dizer uma única mensagem que você gostaria de falar? And now it's the last message. So I need help to design my chatbot. So preciso de ajuda. Design o meu chatbot. There you go. So now I have the same design file or the same project with two different languages. I can just switch this back and forth from English or from Portuguese to English and from English to Portuguese. And yeah, I'm going to see right away like the translations on the right side. And you, as a conversation designers or the person who is going to be in charge of doing these localizations, you can easily switch back to go back and forth. But then now I'm going to start to explore some particular features of Botsociety. And then you're going to see some really interesting things. So maybe you can say like, hey, Kyle, okay, so I get it. I can design this with two different languages. But what if I want to design this with more utterances or different ways of people expressing their opinions? Maybe I'm doing the translations and then I can say that, okay, I can say the same thing, but in a different way. Can I add more utterances to my design? Is that going to create a problem? Yeah, you can do that. And you can also translate the utterances of your design. So for example, here on the obrigado, which stands for thank you. Which stands for thank you in English. Let me just turn this on. So which stands for thank you in English. I could say something like muito obrigado. All right, let me just redo this. Otherwise, I'm going to make you confused. So I said that I can design a different format for the same message, but on Botsociety, usually to do that, we need to add a new utterance or a new example of that. You can add as much as you like to, but to add a new one, you need first to add a new utterance, and this is how you can do it. So you add here, and now you can say muito obrigado. So this thank you message, now I have two different ways of saying this in Portuguese, which kind of gives you the same idea. I'm thanking someone for something that I just asked. But if I switch this, my design back to English, now I'm going to have two messages here on the right, but I just have one here. So muito obrigado, for example, I don't have an English version for that. So I need to keep it up or add a new one. So for this one, I can say like, thank you so much. So now I have two versions, and now they're kind of similar. And I can be just thinking different ways of adding these new utterances as we are designing this. The same goes like back and forth. Like if I would like to add new utterances to my design, either in Portuguese or in English, I can just come here to my design, and then I can just think about adding new utterances. For example, instead of saying like, I need to talk to someone, can you help me? I can just say, I need to talk to someone. That's the same intent pretty much. It's just not so polite, I would say. I can also say something like, I would like to talk to a representative. Or just like, can you connect me with the custom support? something like this. And yeah, so now I have 4 different ways of expressing the same intent or just asking for help. But then if I go back to my Portuguese design, I'm going to have only one, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I only have one. And for this one, I would need to also to design or to think the different utterances. Since I have 4, let me add another one here. And now let's go to 2. So I need to talk to someone, can be just like, eu preciso falar com alguém. And the third one would be, eu gostaria de falar com alguém do time. And now the fourth one would be, você pode me conectar? So yeah, so now I have 4/4 utterances for the same design file, but for different languages. And yeah, the job is pretty much to be trying to keep it up or trying to design in the same language as much as you can. So the next thing that I'd like to say is about how you can share. So I think you got the main idea about how you can design your conversations for a different language, how you can enable your design file or enable a new language for your design file, how you can switch back and on the languages of your design file. But now let's say you're going to share your design file with another person or your teammates or someone else. So if you like to specify the language that you like to share this design with that person, you just need to go here on the top on where it says share. And here on this share button, you're going to be, once you click on that, you're going to be able to specify the language that you would like to share your design. So if I would like to, whenever I share this design, this person see this design file in English and just come here and switch to English. If I like to specify that, okay, this link is going to be in Portuguese, I can just, switch this English to Portuguese. And then whenever I copy the link, this design file, and whenever I open this design file, it's going to be open in Portuguese. As you can see here. And the same happens whenever you're going to test or to run usability testing with your users. If you like them to test your design in a particular language, just come here on the prototype mode. You click on that, then you're going to see this option, invite testers. Once you click on that, you're going to also see the option here, language, and then you can switch the language that you would like to test. So for example, now that I'm seeing this in English or in Portuguese, let me just test this design in English. And once I click this on test yourself or the link that I'm going to share with someone, I'm going to be able to test my design in English pretty much. And I can share this with an English speaker speaking audience. So there is a question from Dana, which is really interesting. So there is no automated translation on Botsociety. No, as of now, we don't have something like that. But we give you the power to do that or to translate the conversations and keep everything in just one single design file. So that's the problem that we have in the past, is that many professionals, whenever they were designing on this particular scenario, which is just like me working in a project that needs to be both in English or in another second language, they would need to create separate design files. It would get messy really quick because whenever they're designing for a local version of that, sometimes new things shows up in the flow. And since these are 2 different design files, it would be complicated to keep those updated or equal, right? So this multi-language feature basically helps you to design this and translate this as you go and keep everything in just one single place. So that's the best way to put it. Right now, we do not offer like multi-language. We do not offer an auto translation thing, but who knows? Maybe we can add something like that. So yeah, so let me see. So I told you how you can design a conversation. I show you how you can add a new language to your design file. I show you how you can share your design with someone else to test, selecting the language that you like this person to see it. Let me see if I forgot to say something. I think we covered pretty much everything, like how to design a conversation, how to add a new language, how to collaborate and share design with a new language, how to translate and localize a conversation. We did that. How to test your design with a different language. I just showed to you. One thing that I didn't do was basically this, like how to export your design with a different language using Rasa stories. Excuse me. So basically, whenever you're designing on Botsociety, we can help you to train your AI model or to create a file that you can import in any pretty much or the main NLU and NLP engines in the market. By that, I mean Dialogflow and Rasa, for example. So whenever you're designing something on Botsociety, these messages or all the messages are going to be considered as intents. And intents is just like a way of expressing something that someone would like to achieve. And on Rasa and also Dialogflow, it's a good practice to have many examples to refer to a particular intent. So that's why we need to have these multiple utterances here, because these are different examples or training data that express this particular intent, for example. So if you like to export to Rasa format, the way that you can do that is just basically you click on this wrench icon here, build mode. Once you click that, it's going to open this bar for you. And then you can just select the tool or the NLU place that you like to export. So today we have some options here. And we do have Rasa, for example. Hey, Kyle, but I am familiar with that, but I can see that the intents that you have in your design, they have a different name format. How can I fix that? Or how can I map the intents and the entities? So the way that you can do that's pretty simple. You just need to go to any of these options here, and then you can just click on them. And then you can say, you can give the name of the intent that you would like to give. So for this example here, I can say like, this is a code, just saying code. And then I can just rename this one as well for the code. And then I'm going to be adding the name of the intents that I would like to say. For this one here, I can say this is a thank you message. And this one here, ask for help. I can rename this as well to ask for help. And I can rename everything that everyone said to be the same, ask for help. Hey, Kyle, but on Rasa, they need to use utter to refer to the bot's message. Do I need to do that on Botsociety? No, we're going to do that for you pretty much. And also this, you need help to design my chatbot. So this is a ask for help. And then I'm going to specify basic design. Help, basic design. Now I can just, I just name it these paths or these messages with the name of the intents. And if I'd like to, I can also add some variables or some entities to my flow. To design this or to map this on Botsociety, I just need to select the message or the parts of the message that I think this is a variable or a particular entity, and then I can just select this, as you can see. So this is my code. So I think this is it pretty much. And then we can just export. Right now, Botsociety is giving me a warning that it seems to, one of the messages has just one utterance. So this is not really great when that happened, because it's going to might make the motto confusing. And I think this is the one that is making Botsociety confusing. So instead of saying just like, I need help to design a chatbot, I can say something like, I'd like to learn basics of research and design. Or I can say something like, I don't know how to design a chatbot. Can you help me? So these two are just in English, right? I didn't design the Portuguese version for that, but it's not making my Portuguese version confusing because I didn't translate that yet. So whenever I'm going to export this using Rasa or any other in a new engine, whatever I'm seeing here on my canvas, that's going to be the language that is going to be exported to the main engine that you're exporting to. So right now I'm exporting to, you can see that my design is in English. So whenever I export this, the design itself is going to be in English as well. If I switch back to Portuguese and then I export that to Rasa, my exported version would be in Portuguese, not in English anymore. So whenever I export this, and then if I open this, so if I change this here real quick. So if I open this design file here, I think you can see it. So this is the design that I just did. So these examples and everything is just in English, as you can see it. So even the Rasa star is here. It is in English in using the name of the instance that I just added, and the examples itself, they are, where is that? Here. So intent, thank you. There's just one example. Intent here, ask for help. And these are the examples that I just added to my design. So I think this is it pretty much. I think you can see it. And I don't know if anyone has any other question or anything that would like to learn more about this feature, but I think we cover pretty much everything. I know this was a really basic design, but we were able to design a really simple project in 2 different languages. We were able to share this design in another language. I show you how you can invite people to test your design with a different language, show you how you can map intents and entities, both in Portuguese and English. It works the same way, pretty much. And I don't know if anyone has a question, comment, or anything. I'm happy to help you out, but I think I cover pretty much everything on this workshop session. So let's see if someone shares a question or not. I can see there's someone from Toronto, Washington, Poland, Brazil, I think, BH. All right, so I think this is it for this session. If I don't have any other question, I'm always happy to follow up on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, please just go on LinkedIn, look for me, Kyle. I'm happy to answer any questions that you'd like to address me. We also have some more workshops coming soon. So I think 2 weeks from now, we're going to have another workshop. So So this was today's workshop about this new feature. I know it was really direct to the point, but this is a really interesting thing that was just announced. So I'm curious to see if you'd like to try that out. If you find any problems or any struggle, please let me know. We're happy to improve the product as we go. And in a few weeks, I think 2 or 3 weeks from today, we're going to have a workshop about creating reusable components, like a small design system using Botsociety. So I'm going to give you some ideas and some ways that you can do that using Botsociety. So yeah, I think that's our next workshop. If you'd like to sign up for that, I'm going to add the link here in the chat. And yeah, I think this is it for today. Thank you so much for everybody that show up today, for the messages and the questions, and hope to see you in another workshop. So bye-bye. Stay safe.